started with a sigh, then a glare, and by the time she took her seat, the white man next to her had already pressed the call button. What happened next? No one expected, not even her. Jasmine Hayes wasn't in the mood for drama. Not today. She had just buried her grandmother, the woman who raised her, and was flying home to Atlanta with a heavy heart and swollen eyes. Her suitcase wheels squeaked behind her as she approached the gate. Row 14 C aisle seat, just how she liked it. Cut to Jasmine, early 30s, poised but tired, holding her boarding pass and a framed photo of her grandmother. Gate agent. Have a safe flight, ma'am. Jasmine nods with a small smile, walks down the jet bridge and boards the plane. She walks past first class, past business, into economy. That's when she saw him. Seat 14D window. He was already seated, white, mid-50s, wearing a sports coat and a frown. She moves to her aisle seat 14C next to him. Jasmine, softly, "Excuse me, sir, I'm just here." He sighs loudly and shifts without making eye contact. Jasmine slides into her seat, settles her purse and a photo on her lap. She didn't need his warmth, just space. But as she clicked her seatbelt, she heard it. Ding! The call button lights up. Flight attendant. "Yes, sir, can I help you?" White passenger. "Yes, I'd like to change my seat immediately." Jasmine turns her head slightly confused. Flight attendant. "Is there a problem with the seat?" White passenger. "Yes, I don't feel comfortable sitting." His eyes dart toward Jasmine. Jasmine froze. She'd heard it before. In boardrooms, in grocery stores, now 30,000 feet in the air. Some things never change. The flight attendant stammers. Flight attendant. "I'm sorry, sir. We're nearly full. I'll check with the crew." He grumbles and leans against the window, arms folded. Jasmine stares straight ahead. Interior aircraft, mid-cabin, 10 minutes later. Jasmine sits silent. The flight is almost ready to push back. The man next to her hasn't said a word, but the glances, they're loud. 2 seats behind her, a young couple had overheard. The husband leaned forward, slightly whispering to his wife. "Man, did you hear that?" Woman, whispering. "He doesn't want to sit next to her?" Man, "It's 2025. What the hell?" Cut to cockpit. The captain, a tall, confident black man named Captain Andre Wilson, is briefed by the flight attendant. Flight attendant. "He's uncomfortable, says he can't sit next to her." Captain. "What's her name?" Flight attendant. "Jasmine Hayes." The captain nods, unclips his seatbelt, and steps out of the cockpit. Interior mid-cabin. Just before takeoff, the white passenger looks smug as the captain approaches. Captain Wilson. "Afternoon, folks." Jasmine looks up, startled. Captain, "You must be Miss Hayes?" Jasmine, nervously. "Yeah, Captain. I heard there was a seat issue back here." White passenger. "Yes, I asked to be moved." Captain. "You did, and you'll be happy to know that request has been granted." He turns to Jasmine. "Captain, Miss Hayes, if you don't mind, could I sit here for a moment?" Jasmine, confused. Sure." Captain Wilson gently removes his cap, sits beside her in 14C, and looks over at the white man. Captain, directly. "I want you to understand something. Every passenger on this flight deserves dignity. You may not realize it, but she's the reason I'm wearing these wings today." Beat. Captain, "She's a community leader, an educator, and today she flew up to bury her grandmother, who marched with King." Jasmine gasps slightly, surprised by his knowledge. Passengers begin to look towards the row. Captain to entire cabin. "So if anyone has a problem sitting next to greatness, you're free to deboard." Silence. The white man looks away. The captain slowly stands. And Captain to Jasmine. "Thank you for your grace. Enjoy your flight." The plane erupts in applause. A few passengers cheer quietly. Jasmine wipes away a tear. For the first time since boarding, Jasmine could breathe, but her heart still weighed heavy. Not just from grief, but from everything she had to carry just to exist peacefully in public spaces. Why was it always like this? She closes her eyes, clutching the photo of her grandmother. We zoom in on the picture. Crossfade into her name was Evelyn Hayes, a nurse, a mother, a freedom fighter. She marched on Bloody Sunday, got arrested twice, spoke truth to power when it was dangerous to even speak. Young Evelyn kneels beside a bloodied protester, offering first aid. A young boy no older than 6 watches from the sidewalk. The boy is Andre Wilson. Captain Wilson watching Evelyn speak to police, unafraid. His mother pulls him close. Young Andre's mom whispers, "Remember her, Andre? That's what courage looks like." Jasmine sits stunned as Captain Wilson quietly returns to speak with her in the aisle. Captain Wilson, softly, "You don't remember me, but I remember you." Jasmine turns, confused. "Captain, your grandmother, Evelyn Hayes. She spoke at my elementary school in '89. I was 10. She changed my life." He places a hand on his chest. "Captain, when I became a pilot, I wrote her a letter. She never wrote back, but I never forgot her words. I owe her everything." Jasmine's lips tremble. She clutches the photo tighter. Jasmine. She remembered a letter from a boy who said he wanted to fly, but didn't think boys like him could. She wipes a tear. Jasmine. She said she hoped he'd prove himself wrong. Captain, smiling. "He did, and I've been flying with her words ever since." Sometimes vindication doesn't come through arguments. Sometimes it arrives through presence, through legacy, through people who remember your worth, even when others won't. The plane touches down. Applause breaks out. Jasmine grabs her things and stands slowly. The white passenger stands too. He avoids her gaze, but she turns to him calm, not bitter. Jasmine. "Next time, sir, maybe think twice before judging who you're sitting next to. You might be closer to greatness than you realize." She walks away, head high. A fellow passenger posted the incident on TikTok. Within hours, it had millions of views. Clips of interviews with Jasmine on local news. Reporter, "Did you expect the captain to do what he did?" Jasmine, smiling, "No, but I think my grandmother sent him." Weeks later, Atlanta, Georgia. A small community center ceremony. A wall now features a new mural. Evelyn Hayes, fists raised, wings behind her. Captain Wilson and Jasmine stand side by side at the unveiling. In honor of her grandmother, and those who stand when it's easier to stay silent, Jasmine helped launch the Evelyn Hayes Scholarship Fund for young black pilots. Children from local schools attend. Jasmine speaks to them, photo in hand. Jasmine: my grandma taught me that dignity is not something the world gives. It's something we carry and protect. Captain Wilson is preparing for takeoff. A knock on the door. It's Jasmine, wearing a flight attendant's uniform. Captain, grinning: you sure you're ready? Jasmine, smiling: let's fly. Narrator: because the best way to honor a legacy is to keep soaring. Racism doesn't stop until we make it stop. Stand up, speak out, share the story. If this story moved, you hit that like button, share it, and comment below. We rise together. This is Black People's Aura, where untold stories